I'm just gonna wait for YouTube to show that I'm online and that I'm live. Today I'm doing a collective reading for anybody who's watching on the replay. This is going to really apply for whenever you come across this reading, so it's going to be timeless. I already have a few cards, but just waiting for more people to show up who's ever interested in a collective reading. And also just to hang out with you guys. It's been a while since I've gone live, so just being here and being able to see how everybody's doing. Checking in with everybody. I'm super excited. I've been a little MIA on YouTube for a while, but that's because I was really busy. As probably some of you guys know, I was chatting with some of you over the phone. All right, we already have a card. Yeah, I'm already getting some vibes for this collective reading, but I'm just going to wait a little longer to see who else wants to show up. Who else is around? This is also a new time that I'm trying out too, to see who else is around, if this time works better for everybody, but it's been a while. All right, we're going to dive into a collective reading because I'm already getting messages, so I want to make sure that who's ever watching, who's ever hanging out with me is going to see those messages as they need to. All right. So I have the Oracle cards, but I'm going to set them aside to dive into some of the tarot cards that I got first. We have Temperance. I'll show you them. Temperance for harmony. This is a collective reading, so this is for anybody who's tapping into this energy right now. We have the Page of Wands. It says Innocence on it. And we have the Nine of Swords, which is mental conflict. And I've been feeling this energy a lot lately. Let me know if any of you guys have been feeling this energy. But the energy that I've been feeling is almost this like need. Hi, Latoya. I just got started. I'm so glad to see you. Awesome. We already have people kind of flowing in. It's good to be live again and just chat with you guys. So I'm doing my collective reading. And as I was mentioning, the energy I've been feeling is this almost, and let me know if you guys are feeling this too, but almost this overwhelming, like this energy that wants to burn up, but like there's not a way forward yet. It's like there's almost like when you're ready to like start a race and like you're ready to go and you have that like momentum just building up inside of you, but like they haven't started the race yet. So you're just feeling this intense like desire to get started, but there's also this like energy that's holding you back, or just kind of the way hasn't opened up yet, or the exact like next step hasn't shown itself. And what I'm seeing with the energy of this Temperance, yeah, you know, it's really been like, oh, I'm like feeling it now. It's like this really warm fire energy. Like that's the only way I can describe it. It's like this fiery energy where you're like ready to go. Like you want to expend this energy, but at the moment, like there's no way to kind of release that, or it feels that way. And what I'm feeling with Temperance, it's almost like we're being forced right now to really sit in that energy, because with the Temperance energy, which also says harmony, as I said earlier, the harmony of this energy is really fine-tuning and honing in not just like how to harness the energy, but also to find focus in it, to find direction. So it's like we are being asked to pause with this intense energy. And I see with the Page of Wands too, there's this sense of, and it says innocence on it, but there's this sense of like new growth, new excitement. And this is fire energy as well with Wands. New like desires and knowing like you can get there, but feeling like you still have to and just like you in general, not anybody specifically, but feeling as though we have to basically, harness it and really fine tune it and hone it and temperance it, temper it. So that means working through it in a way that is pure from the heart, because I'm seeing with the Nine of Swords, mental conflict. So we're feeling this energy, we're feeling it so strongly, like our heart wants to move us forward, but our mind is also getting in the way. So it's almost like the doubt is creating almost a feeling of anxiety. It's like the passion and the creativity, the ambition is mixing with some anxiety that is like then creating this kind of conflict and inner turmoil. Whereas I think that it's okay to work with this energy. It's almost like instead of trying to hold the fire back or push the energy back, we're instead meant to kind of balance it and play around with it within ourselves and let it flow, like not try to harness it, just kind of let it like swirl around and flow. And I think, I don't know if you guys have been feeling it, but like I just feel like this intense energy with that. So I'm gonna delve into that a little bit more. That's kind of some initial messages that I'm getting. But when I was shuffling earlier, we got seek beauty. And look, she's even looking at a flame in this card too, which I really am feeling that fire energy right now. Like I'm just feeling like really burning up, and I'm usually not like a generally high, like warm person. So I run cold. So the fact that I'm like feeling this fire energy right now makes so much sense. But yeah, I think when we look at, she's looking at the flame and she's seeing it as something of beauty. And from that place, you can see there's like this sense of peace that comes over her when we're able to look at the fire within us as not something that we have to overcome or that we have to push against, but rather something that is a thing of beauty. The fact that we have that ambition and that drive is something that we're learning to maybe even feel is a part of us, as opposed to something like we have to push against, or we have to like harness and hold in, and instead of just letting it be. So let's see what other messages are coming through, because I do feel like that fire energy is still pretty strong here. Yeah, we're getting the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, the Ace of Wands, and we got the Four of Pentacles. That's why I said Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. So this is again like fire energy is coming out for us. And there's a new beginning, a new start. We have that with the Page of Wands as well. There's this creativity, this passion, this burning desire, and even desire to like make our dreams happen. But our mind, with the Nine of Swords, but also with the Four of Pentacles, our mind is holding on to things from the past, holding on to what brings us comfort and what we feel is, familiar to us. So it can be really scary. Yes, Latoya said, I was thinking earlier that this Aries energy was quite strong. Not sure if Aries is a fire energy. It is a fire energy, yes. Hi, welcome to everybody who's watching right now. I'm doing a collective reading. I just want to catch up with everybody. Still learning the signs. Yeah, no, Aries is a fire sign. So clearly that energy is coming up in our collective reading as well, as this burning desire. And what I'm getting to is like there's this desire for change and growth, and desire for an excitement for what's to come, almost like we can't even contain it. But at the same time, we're trying to, maybe, it's like we're ready to take that next step and take that passion and run with it. But we're still, and maybe this is what is holding us back, is the idea of what is familiar to us and what brings us comfort and what, feels normal or feels like familiar is the word I'm thinking of. What feels familiar to us. All right. So yeah, I'm definitely I definitely feel like this big change is happening pretty quickly for everybody. I think what's been so amazing is talking to people who are right now like going through a spiritual awakening, or just even just in the past year, how many of us have awakened to like a new level of understanding. Yeah, Three of Wands. This is change on the horizon, and again, this Wands energy. So we're really in our power right now as far as our creative and our intuitive energy of where we're going. So that's that change that I was mentioning. It's a change on the horizon, new opportunities. So again, like it's has anybody else been feeling that where it's almost like we're changing, but because the external world, like their 3D world is changing so much more slowly, we're feeling like we want to rush this, or we're feeling like we want to like reach our destination, but yeah, it's happening so slowly because, or at least in our external world, we're manifesting these huge things, but the 3D world is so much slower that we're getting impatient. Yeah, illumination. This is that new opportunity on the horizon for sure. Look at, there's like even more clarity coming, and with wands, with fire, illumination, I mean, like that, I immediately think of like light and direction and growth. And you can even see her kind of seeing the final outcome, or seeing like the new opportunity in the future, which again is Three of Wands energy too. You can see here she's holding light. So we're being illuminated right now. I think like this group, I'm really getting the sense too that illumination for many of us is waking up to our true selves, waking up to our that deeper understanding and deeper connection. Yeah. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah. So a lot of you guys are also feeling that too. I like that. I like that quantum jumping. Yeah. That's like this energy is so quickly, it's happening so quickly. But for those of you guys watching, do you feel as though you are empaths or light workers yourself? Have any of you already like experienced any awakening symptoms? That's why I know you definitely have. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna switch decks right now because I think let's go into another oracle deck. Oop, it's just coming up real quickly. Compassion and closure. This came up a little quick though. I'm gonna pull another card, but here I'll show you guys. Compassion and closure. Yeah, with one door opening, and look at how red these cards are too. With one door opening, another one is closing. And I think too with closure, we're letting go of kind of that feeling that things are out of reach for us, or that we're too small to like make our dreams happen. You know, this fire energy and this Ace of Wands is a new beginning. And it's a new beginning at a higher level of growth and a higher perspective. I also feel too like this compassion is kind of, there's like this new understanding for others as well as we awaken. And this kind of goes back to that for sure. So as you awaken, you start to have more understanding and compassion for those who have not yet woken up to their true self. And I think it does allow for closure to just have like forgiveness, I think is kind of what I'm feeling too, is like this energy of forgiveness, where the only way that we are able to move on, and actually the only way that we are able to release some of this really intense energy, is to forgive and to let go of certain things, which is always really almost near impossible sometimes to do that. It takes like a lot, it can take a lot of work. Sometimes it can happen just like all of a sudden, but oftentimes it does take a lot of work to actually feel like we're releasing that. So to feel like we've actually like fully released that energy. All right, let's pull one more card for everyone. Thanks so much for everybody who's watching. Please be sure to give the video a thumbs up so that we can reach more people. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you subscribe, join my channel. I do live readings. Sometimes I do free tarot readings. Right now I'm doing a collective reading. Thanks so much for the likes. But today I really just wanted to catch up with you guys, talk about spirituality and talk about kind of where our energy is at as a collective, and hopefully give you guys some guidance. Ooh, wow. Yeah, new beginnings. Look at that new door opening. Yeah, so if you guys are watching this right now, you guys are in the midst of this kind of like shift, this energy of, it's like explosive energy, really. And I think too, like, I think we're all feeling that fire, like, yeah, it's so pretty. We're all feeling that like fire energy holding us back, because I think we're just about to like burst into a new, into like a new like state of being. Hello. Hi, welcome. Los World, welcome. Oh, thanks. Thanks for joining me. Wow. All right. So yeah, so let's tap into some other oracle cards. But while I'm doing that, yeah, feel free to kind of share your own thoughts and experiences as well. It's great to just catch up with you guys. I haven't been on my channel for a while as far as like posting updates, and I also haven't done a live in a while. So it's good to be back and just checking in with everybody, seeing how you're all doing. On the essay, I'm lost. What essay? Oh, maybe that's a question. I'm not doing individual tarot readings right now. Maybe later on, but right now I just wanted to tap into the collective, see how everybody's doing. Just say hi, really. I never got to fully like celebrate my 3,000 subscribers. I did like a little post, but I've been wanting to do like a live just to hang out and talk about stuff. So this is like my belated or delayed 3,000 subscriber celebration with everybody. Okay, action. Okay, so we have action. Stop hesitating. Movement creates the magic. Nothing can hold you back. Movement creates the magic. So sometimes too, when we're not, so I'm getting this message, sometimes too is when you're not able to take a step forward in the direction that you're like almost pushing against. Sometimes it's better to take any kind of action that feels like more in the flow. So even just being productive sometimes in a way that you feel like you can move the energy through is better than just staying stagnant and not being able to move at all. So yeah, and it says nothing can hold you back. So whatever it is that maybe like we feel is holding us back right now as a collective is really just within our minds. I mean, Nine of Swords is really, you know, almost like talking ourselves out of it or continuing to worry or doubt instead of just have that like trust in that inner knowing that we're going to get the answer soon. And that's what I'm seeing with the Three of Wands especially, is the answers are on the horizon for us. Oop. Losing cards. How's everybody been feeling lately? What's your energy been like? I think everybody's just kind of sad that the weekend's over, I'm sure. blocked and stressed. Yeah. Yeah, that's what that's what I'm kind of seeing here too, is like that blockage coming from our own inner doubt, or sometimes, and chaotic. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, like, sorry, let me finish one thought. My mind goes everywhere and then I just like never finish a thought. But yeah, okay. This is a good message for right now. Faith. Believe you are not alone. Spirit is right beside you. Ask for guidance and it will come. Sorry, I was reading that backwards, but yeah, ask for guidance and it will come. So that's what I'm seeing for our reading, is that this blockage is temporary. I know that feeling. Yeah. It's like monkey braiding. Yeah. It's this blockage that we're feeling, and I think too, even if it's chaotic and feeling that like we don't have one singular direction, I'm feeling as though, again, like, to go back to temperance, this is really the main message of today's reading, which is this time of finding balance and finding harmony. So that means really fine-tuning, really going into it at a deeper level, really going into the feeling at a deeper level, and honing in on that energy. Not trying to get rid of it, but just trying, moving through it, using it to your advantage, because the energy that's like built up inside of you, you can direct it and focus it any way you want. That's what manifestation is it's taking that energy, and especially if you have like this built up of stress or chaos, or anxiety too, that's like energy built up inside of you that you can take and hone. You don't want to like send anxiety out into the world. You want to readjust it and even just relabel it. That's all it really is, because when you put a label on something, you're putting a belief or an intention behind it. So if you change your belief or intention, oftentimes, you might have heard too, is like that anxiety is very close to the emotion of like excitement, and that you can transform it into excitement, or even just kind of retrain your mind into thinking like, okay, I'm actually really excited about this right now. That's like setting an intention, that's creating, that's manifesting a different outcome for yourself too. But then sometimes it's just a matter of waiting it out, and just allowing it to be too, because we can't kind of control everything in our lives, to the extent of like what the universe is already kind of playing out for us. And sometimes things are working in our favor and we doubt that. I know I've done that too. It's like doubting instant gratification. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, that's why trust is so part of it, and faith, for sure is part of that too. Rebirth. This is a time too. I feel as though the message here is also, and I'll read this card too, but I feel as though the message here too is this rebirth, because the page is this innocence, is seeing things in a new way, seeing things in a new light, and feeling like you've been kind of gotten through anxiety and excitement. Yeah, I like that. I like that too. Latoya. But like, I feel as though coming through this, like walking through the fire and walking through the flames to be on the other side of it and find new clarity, and also find like a new inner strength in yourself, like realizing that it wasn't as scary, or it wasn't as like blocked, that the blocked feeling was just maybe even an illusion to us, that we were able to walk through and rise above, now brings you a whole new level of freedom, a whole new level of confidence and feeling in alignment. So with rebirth, it says, no matter what happens, you can find new wings. Rise from the past, accept the positive change that is coming. Hello, Steph. Welcome. Yeah, wow. Being reborn. And also this card has the phoenix the phoenixes, phoeni. I never remember what it's plural. You get it. The phoenixes here. They are, being reborn through the flames. That's why. Sorry, I'm just gonna get rid of someone. That's why this card is talking about rebirth, is because the phoenix rises from the ashes. So especially if any of you guys are feeling like in this low state of, feeling blocked and feeling like you're not really sure what direction to go in, give yourself time to, give yourself or allow yourself to just be in the energy that is right now, and rest too as much as you can. But I feel as though the opportunity is coming up in the future for us. The opportunity, the answers. I think as a collective, like, it's just showing that as a collective, we're all kind of feeling like we're taking a break, and we're all kind of feeling as though, at least the collective that's kind of watched my channel and or has found this video especially, we're all kind of, in this kind of lull, or in this kind of ebb. Because, yeah, I know I've definitely heard some people say like that you don't have to always be in the ebb and the flow, but I think both can exist at the same time. You can be in the flow constantly, but maybe even in this, just in 3D, you can experience the ebb and the flow, if that makes sense. So we can both be full of energy constantly, but also experience the ebb and the flow of energy within. Yeah, it can be really hard. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes we just need confirmation. It is. It is. It's like a witchy cat mug. I got it as a gift with my essay. Just sipping some tea. But yeah. All right, let's get back to it. I also, thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah, I got it as a gift. I honestly forget where it's from. I hope that makes sense though for everybody. So if you are feeling that kind of lull, that may be why. A lot of times too, sometimes I kind of start feeling that before an astrological event will happen. I'll feel it. Oh, good. Oh, cool. I'm glad that makes sense. Yeah, I'm glad we can all kind of just come on here and talk about just energy and what we're feeling. Because sometimes too, like I was about to say, is that with planets moving into certain locations, sometimes we feel it even before it gets here, or long after. So go with what you're actually feeling too, because sorry. Yeah. Because sometimes we feel it for so long that it's like, it can feel like we're imagining things, but we're not. It's really happening. So if you're new, I would love it if you would hit the like button just to share my video. And yeah, and if you do want to subscribe and join our family of celestial beings, feel free to do that. And if you're just hanging out with me, then welcome. I'm Celeste. I do tarot readings on my channel often. I do general readings. Sometimes I do free individual readings, but I just came on here to kind of do a collective, and we're getting the High Priestess as well. Are any of you yourselves light workers or star seeds who are watching? I'll just wait for anybody to pop in. I'm going to pull some more tarot cards. 6 of coins. Ooh, okay. Sure. Oh, you're not sure. Hi, Lily. Welcome. Thanks so much for popping in. Serious. Awesome. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I'm not pretty sure. I'm pretty aligned with the Lyrian star or constellation. Yeah. Making your own decks. Oh, nice. So you read tarot cards then like a fairy? Hi, Adam. I'm currently not doing personal readings, but I think I've been doing like a collective reading for about 30 minutes or so. Strength, Queen of Swords. Yeah, we're getting some. Nice, awesome. I'm an Aquarius rising, but I'm a Gemini and Sagittarius moon. Or yeah, Sagittarius moon. Cool. Yeah. Are you thinking of making your own tarot decks like a fairy or oracle? Wow. Gemini too. Nice. Capricorn moon. Awesome. Yeah, you're welcome to hang out with us though. We're chatting about all stuff spiritual, all that good stuff. Yeah, definitely share your signs. I want to know. Both tarot and oracle. Oh, that's so cool. That's super talented to be making cards and decks and things. I know, right? It's my favorite thing to chat about too. I love talking about this stuff. I'm also getting a lot of, oh, thank you. Yeah, I would love some likes, some thumbs up. Appreciate it so much. Yeah, and just sharing energy with you guys is great and connecting. So yeah, I'm getting the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords for this group as well. It's just more pointing to a lot of opportunity and growth for us. Strength is showing to this perpetual like moving forward and desire to achieve. So I think we're shifting into a time too where of strong productivity with the 10 of sorry, that's the 6, but with the 10 of coins or pentacles. We're grounding energies very soon. I think that's part of what I'm getting the sense that that's part of what is coming on the horizon for us very shortly. Is connecting more with physical productivity, but there's just this really, if you're feeling that too, there's just this really strong creative desire to like to do something, to create something. But when we don't know where to put all that energy, it can feel like anxiety, or can feel like this like stress too, or like just this intense like building up of something that's coming. So it's more of like a tap into that higher guidance and that connection, because yeah, the divine feminine energy, I feel like some of us too, I think what I'm sensing is like almost like a divine feminine deity stepping forward too to bring guidance. Wow, yeah. This is like actually really exciting, I think, too, to see on the horizon for everybody. Is like not only like tuning into your higher self and that like growth from above, you know, like from your third eye, but also like a clear direction to move into. Because now I'm seeing, you know, we're shifting from the wands energy and the fire energy into a time of clarity and productivity, like finding inner strength and confidence through this time period of simply fine-tuning and honing the energy within us. Oh, thank you. If you're wondering about this deck, this is the that's a really good question. This is the Tarot of the Divine. This is like one of my newer ones. I really like it. I think it just came out recently, but yeah, it's the Tarot of the Divine. And basically each of the things, yeah. I really like working with it actually. If you guys are tarot readers, each card is based on fairy tales, deities around the world. So yeah, yeah, I really like it. Has some really good colors, but also like really good imagery too. So cool. And the backs look like this. This is just turned into a deck review. But yeah, it's got like all the moon cycles on it too. Yay. Sorry, I had to take a tea break. Thanks. I mean, I can't say thanks because I didn't actually make them, but I agree. I think they're very beautiful. All right, let's keep going. I feel like we should ask like a more specific question too. Like I would love to see. Oh, I know. Okay. Let's ask let's see what are some blockages, like what can we do to release any blockages right now that we are feeling? And I'll keep going with this deck since everybody really likes it. Okay, we have Page of Cups. There's a lot of new energy, rebirth. Oh yeah, we got some death energy here. This is a really big pivotal time. I bet it's not just us. I think it's the energy around us too. Like I'm feeling like at a bigger scale that this is an energy and a time of change and upheaval. I don't know if you, with the last new moon, I felt like a lot of releasing energy. I don't know if anybody else felt that too. Oh, I would love that. Thanks, like a fairy. Yeah. I will totally do a deck review on my channel. I would love to see them. Awesome. So, yeah, so we have the Eight of Coins, Death in Reverse, Page of Cups. I'll show them to you guys in a second. But let's see, yeah, let's just see really quick what we can do to release any blockages right now for us as a collective. Oh, yeah. The full moon. I know that energy can be so intense during those times. That's why it's always good. It is always good to have like an idea of kind of what's going on in the cosmos, because if you're sensitive like me, it just like seriously affects your daily life. All right, Page of Cups, Death, Eight of Coins. This is the one. These are the ones that are wanting to come out right now, so I'm going to go with them first. Okay. So we're talking about removing blockages. And so we have Eight of Coins, Death in Reverse, and then and I think we're going to go with Death in Reverse because I think that's how it popped out. And then we have Page of Cups. All right. So what I'm feeling is, again, this sense of things ending and letting go. This year's been a lot for me too. Yeah. Seriously, the energy has been really intense. A lot of change. And I think too, what I'm seeing with death is this, all right. That's why it had to appear upside down. It makes a lot of sense. Is, you know, when death is upside down, there's this wanting to hang on to things, but things that are no longer serving us, and really holding on to them, and almost like not wanting to let them go, because it does feel familiar, even though it may not be what's best for us. And so what what we're moving into is a rebirth as a collective. And I think I put that card away, but it's a rebirth as a collective. And we're going through the motions with the 8 of coins. We're going through them. But there needs to be a release from the heart, from the emotional sides of things with the Page of Cups. And sometimes that takes really not knowing what the future holds and not, yeah, it makes sense for me too. I totally relate, his official A, to this. I'm feeling this too. It's just sometimes we need to, with this Page of Cups, is really be okay with not knowing and be at peace with not knowing, what the future holds, and having that faith that what we're bringing in is going to be the best thing for us, especially when we see a card like the Death card, which is really about ending of the past, ending of the old energies that don't serve us, energies that are part of an old, way of an old way of being for us. And instead, and what I'm hearing too is it's okay, because it's almost like, as I mentioned, we're going through the motions with the 8 of coins and feeling as though we're kind of like toiling away and feeling like we're just putting the energy into it, like without really knowing where it's going, but just like feeling like all we can really do is just do the next step and get the work done, kind of. That's what really the 8 of coins is, kind of like taking things one step at a time, getting the work done, really putting in the effort. And part of the blockage here from really even releasing, because with this card right now, I'm really sensing from her is that this work is not a labor of love. This work is, and it doesn't have to be literal work, by the way, either. This is stuff that we're doing in the tangible. Maybe it's just like our daily routine that, or it's our circumstances in the 3D world, in the physical world. And we're just kind of going through the motions of that. And I'm really feeling like it's okay to kind of embrace an emotional change, even if this doesn't make sense that like in your life physically yet, or you're not really seeing any changes happening. But yeah, not knowing is part of the hardest part. But we really can't know everything, and it's worked out so far. I mean, it's like we don't always have to know. It's kind of like that imagery of driving at night, where you can only see as far as your headlights will go in the front of your car. And if you just take it that you continue going with that amount of, visual of the road in front of you, you eventually make it to your destination. So you don't have to see the entire road, ahead to get to where you're going. And for us, as like, that's like a metaphor for really our energy and what we're putting out there. But for us, it's about, keeping our destination in our minds, and that could just be being at peace or being happy, or it could be being financially free. So holding on to that destination as our goal is kind of the key to it, and it's okay to not know every step of the way, but yeah, I see with this energy is this embracing the new and embracing almost like, and I see, you can see with the page too, it's like almost like as a child, like embracing all that the world has to offer, because we really don't know what can happen tomorrow, or what new opportunity can be thrown our way. I do get personal readings on my website, celestesimone.com, and sometimes I do live readings. Kiana, welcome, by the way. What if you feel you met your twin flame? Sorry, just to finish that. If you did want to, Kiana, if you did want to have a reading, a personal reading, you can find them on my website, celestesimone.com. But right now I'm just doing like a collective reading for a little bit longer, and just chatting with everybody, answering questions. What if you feel you met your twin flame and that's why you're not giving up completely, maybe drawing back significantly, but altogether not losing hope? Drawing back. Yeah, if you feel like you've met your twin flame and you're feeling that energetic connection with them, there's, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are drawing back. So explain a little bit more drawing back too, because do you feel as though you mean in your, maybe like in your love life or searching for another partner, you're kind of putting that on hold? Nice to meet you. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for popping by. Yeah, feel free to hang out with us. We're just chatting and getting messages for the collective. So, and if you have any questions too, I just kind of am doing like a Q&A as well about anything kind of spiritually related, I should say. But you can ask me questions too about tarot, whatever. With the swans, you recognize that one too? Yeah, I don't know if you've ever read the books The Daughter of the Forest, but it reminds me of those books too, because they're based on the fairy tale about the seven swans. This is my favorite one. Okay, not being with anybody else. Oh, the moons. Okay, sure. But yeah, Miss Official A, that is really, whether or not you want to move forward or through that is going to be up to you. If it is your twin flame, then there's nothing that you can really lose with them. If you're with somebody else too, if that's something that you choose to do, there's nothing that you can lose with your twin flame as far as like losing the opportunity or if they're in, I'm assuming you guys are in separation for some reason or another, or they're in the running phase. Really it's about following what you want to do next. Yeah, because you're walking your path and they're walking their path as well. And even though there's that link there, which from my experience with a twin flame, you'll always have that connection. And from kind of hearing other twin flames as well, they will always have that connection with them. But you guys are meant to really kind of be catalysts for each other's spiritual growth. So because of that, no matter where you are at in your life or who you're with or location wise or energetically where you're at, they're still going to have that effect. But that's really a decision for you to make. It's not that you have to only be with your twin flame at a romantic level. It doesn't have to be like that, because you'll always be connected with them at a spiritual level. And also they'll always be, as long as you're walking your spiritual path, as long as you're in alignment with what you're doing on your path, then you're where you need to be. And also with the twin flame, but it's really up to you. I mean, you shouldn't force yourself to be with somebody just for the sake of, being in a relationship, as you probably already know. But I hope that makes sense. So there's nothing to really, there's no wrong way to walk a twin flame path either, Pertaining to pregnancy, and I gave up because I couldn't understand. Oh, the moons? Okay. Kiana, I'm just checking your question. Explain the moons. I try to understand pertaining to my birth month, but I can't understand. Okay. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. I definitely had my own twin flame experiences and a karmic twin flame as well. And I think for me, this is kind of a long story, but I'll just say for me, like, it became more important ultimately is to awaken within yourself. I know that's kind of like that, maybe you've heard that before, but it's really the most powerful thing you can do. And honestly, you can connect with a lot of people at a really deep level who aren't necessarily a twin flame. It's out there. It's really just up to you if you want to make those connections or not. But connections, whether they're your twin flame or not, also will help you and help you grow, and can be some really, really valuable connections with your soul group and other soulmates. So it's all beautiful. It's all awesome. Like connecting with everybody, connecting with energy. everything, bring in the people you want to bring in. You'll be good. Oh, wow, so many awesome questions. Thank you so much for asking. So the moon, so I'm guessing you mean kind of like the harvest moon and the strawberry moon and that kind of thing, or the beaver moon, like are those the moons you're talking about, or do you mean like the phases of the moon? Kiana, that question was kind of for you. The pregnancy readings, yeah, those were just, what it was is I came onto YouTube wanting to be of service, which is why I'm here right now too, is just wanting to kind of share my messages and share what I've been kind of divinely guided to share with you guys. Like, I just want to be of service. So when I started doing the pregnancy readings, I just got a lot of positive feedback. I just found like a lot of people wanted those types of readings. And I also found that like not too many tarot readers were offering those readings. So, and I also wanted to do them in my own way. And I just found like a lot of women found them really helpful. A lot of families found them helpful. And just, I was like, okay, like if this is valuable to you guys, I'm going to keep doing them. So yeah, that's kind of where that started. And it's been great, like meeting so many awesome people through those readings. So, and they also find my channel that way too. And then find other readings and things like that. So. Like a fairy says, I had to let my twin flame go. That's why I found you. Oh, awesome. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I think just other like-minded women too, finding the channel and being attuned to that. A lot of light workers. Yeah, Kiana, I definitely am planning to kind of get into my regular schedule soon. Currently, I'm taking calls with people, so if you do want to schedule a call with me one-on-one to talk and chat, you can do that. The link is down below. Hi, love you, sunshine. So I've been finding or wanting to find a way to like be of more support to people. And that has been through kind of talking one-on-one with people. And yeah, and if you want help as well on your spiritual journey, definitely schedule a call with me and we could chat more about that. Just kind of how I've been supporting people in that way. Yay. Okay. The pregnancy readings. Yeah, you know what? That's really great feedback. I really appreciate that, you guys sharing that with me, because it's always good to know like what is most helpful. And I think, I don't know if you guys have found this, but I don't find too many people who have like a lot of pregnancy readings on their channel as well. So I found like, okay, like this is a way that I can support that not too many other channels are doing. Although there's a lot of really awesome tarot channels out there doing what I'm doing too. So I'm sure there's other people you guys follow. It is reassuring that I have a connection for life, but discerning and thinking it will never come together in this lifetime. Yeah, you never know with twin flame relationships. It could come together in this lifetime, but it is really rare too. So you're not alone in, not meeting or not connecting or coming to union with your twin flame. But that's all in divine timing. Honestly, like it's all as like it needs to happen. So I wouldn't worry necessarily too much about that, but it is really painful, when you feel that deep connection, but like you can't like connect with that person the way you would want to. Yay. Yay. I love talking with you guys. Yeah, I like coming on here. Tyler's Tarot. I've heard other people do tarot. It's a tongue tie. Tyler's Tarot, Secret Tarot, and Cancer Moon Tarot. Awesome. Want to see if it's already past 1 in the morning. Oh no. Okay, like a fairy. Yeah, I will be back. Or zodiac readings. Yeah, I hear a lot of people like the zodiac too. Already past 1 in the morning. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll be back. I'll be back another time, I'm sure, doing a live. They don't do it like you do. Okay. Gotcha. Google isn't helpful. Yeah. Yay. I love like connecting with you guys. Is there any other things that you guys are looking for in my channel, or I would just love to know some feedback? Oh, starting me in channel. Would you do them monthly? The pregnancy or the relationship ones? I might do the pregnancy. I mean, I have done the pregnancy ones monthly. I'm not sure I would do the relationship ones monthly unless a lot of people were asking for them. But usually, more so, I think people come for the pregnancy readings. I'm sure you answered this before, but what's starting your tarot? Okay, so I was very young when I started tarot. I was just a kid, and to be honest, like my mom had tarot cards, and she introduced them to me, and I was just like fascinated, and I've had them just ever since. I've always been really into the phases of the moon. Okay, um, oh, would you do them monthly? Oh, maybe you were talking about the moon phases. Anyway, yeah, so I've been doing tarot my whole life, but I only started to do them kind of like in this area recently, like within the past couple of years. But I've always read them for like family and friends and for myself. But I kind of wanted to start a YouTube channel. I always wanted to start like a spiritual YouTube channel, and I think I found the pick a card readings, and I was like, this is great. I'm going to do that. So nice. And pregnancy readings. Nice. Emily, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. How do we know we're choosing the right pile? That's a really good question. I would say for choosing the right pile, first, it is important to find or even like set a method. I'll explain this better. Like set a method for when you hit the right pile. So for me, for example, I use my sacral chakra a lot, which is like in your abdomen. I use that a lot when I'm making decisions. It has to do with like my human design channels and gateways and stuff like that. But you don't have to know all that to figure it out. So if you want to give yourself like set a intention for what you're going to feel when you hit the right pile, that's a good way to do it. Some people I know use their pendulums. So a pendulum usually, it's on a strand. It's like a crystal. You can buy a pendulum and use a pendulum for that. I personally, like, as I mentioned, will put my finger on each pile if I'm looking at it on YouTube. And when I feel the energy like in my sacral chakra, then that'll come through and I'll be like, okay, this is the one. You might feel it in your heart. Maybe you feel like a tightening in your chest or ringing in your ears. So you can do it that way. I also know that some people, like, it's hard because sometimes the one that you see first isn't necessarily like, it may just catch your eye because of the color or because of the stone. Like that may be the reason it catches your eye, which may not always work, just because it may just be like a visual thing and rather than like an energetic. So I would definitely like sit and make sure you are very aware of your body when you're doing it. Ask your guides to connect with you. And then I would recommend putting your hands on each pile so that you can really like focus your intention onto each pile. And then see what triggers within you. Like it could be a feeling of energy. It could be like chills. It could be hearing like a ringing or something like that. So it also depends on your clair too, which one of your clairs, like, are you clairvoyant? Are you clairaudient, clairsentient? Do you feel things emotionally? So there's a lot of different ways. And I feel like it could be different for each person just because some of us are more open in different like areas of our chakras and energy wise. So that's just some way to the reading over a pick a pile. Oh, okay. Nice. Gut feeling. Yeah, that's kind of like what I would describe it as, is like a gut feeling, but I definitely feel like even like a tightening, like almost like energy or heat. Yeah, I agree. I think having a YouTube channel is a creative outlet. What you need to hear right now. Yep, saw that. And okay, so yeah, about the moon phases. And you mentioned about pregnancy chakras, no clue. So I never got into it, but if you made the videos, I'd watch them. I am teaching a course where I'm going to go into all of this. Oh, sorry, Earth Angel, thanks for popping by. I'm not doing live readings on this reading, like this video right now. I'm doing a collective reading, and now I'm kind of doing some Q&As as well, just answering some questions because I was going to talk about the moon phases. The As far as pregnancy goes, with women's cycles too, it can depend on you because some people feel as though they being fertile, I want to make sure I get this right, is some people feel as though their cycle starts um as like a new moon, but others feel like their cycle starts on a full moon, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that's related to your question, but that's because we as women are living, we're like the embodiment of the seasons, of cycles, of the moon cycles. That's why we're very connected to the moon. We are aligned with that. For me, I would say like, um, oh, well, I would say like the full moon, I think it's like the end of my cycle, I think. And then would I say that? I think so. But yeah, like sometimes I align with different things, and you can actually line up your cycles with the moon. It's really a matter of setting intention with that, and then just kind of being aware of the cycles, if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. um, yeah, pick a piles. The readings. What kind of readings? The moon can be really powerful though for any of your if you are doing like rituals or spells or things like that, you can use the energy of the moon. So for example, generally the new moon is when you would do a spell or ritual, or even setting an intention, manifestation, things like that. You'd be putting energy out there to bring in something. So I would say probably, I mean, like if you were trying to manifest a pregnancy and bring pregnancy in, then you could set an intention during a new moon, because as you kind of, the new moon is the moon, obviously like at it's dark. And then it starts growing again. So it starts waxing. So as it starts waxing, the moon's energy is actually bringing to you your manifestation. Whereas on a full moon night, and sometimes people do the opposite, which is fine. I mean, again, like this is all also based on your own intuition and what you feel is right. But for a full moon, it's usually when you're releasing things or sending things away and you want to kind of get rid of any like negativity. You can use the full moon for that. Find out your prediction. Okay. Read helps me learn the meanings of the cards. Yeah, I like to, I also like to do that on Miss Official A. I like to watch other tarot readers because I see different kind of interpretations, and I always like to like learn new angles of the cards because each card holds like so much meaning and depth. Um, there's so many angles. I feel like the cards have a life of their own because they just constantly are like changing and having and like growing, especially because they can come out in so many different ways and in so many different like circumstances and questions. So I don't know if I have a favorite. I think I've kind of always liked the Lovers card just because, well, I don't know if it's because I'm a Gemini or it might be because I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini sun, so like I was always like associating with that card. But I don't know if I could pick like an actual favorite, but usually the I like the romantic like look of that card usually. Yeah, they come out in reverse and like people have like all these different meanings for them too. Find it interesting. The best way to set intentions to there are so many different ways to set intentions. That's actually something that's part of something that I am teaching. Um, so if you guys want to like learn it in depth or see if that's something for you, can definitely, I'm happy to like hop on a call and talk to you guys all about that stuff. Um, And again, I mentioned you could schedule that with me down below if you want to like get deep with it and talk about this stuff. But there's so many ways to set intention. I personally like I've always been drawn to setting intentions using the elements and using nature. And I think the power behind setting intention is your belief in yourself. Oh yeah, the Hermit's really awesome too. Love that card. And the Ace and 10 of Cups. Ace of Cups, yeah, that one's really beautiful too. So I hope that makes sense with intentions. Like intentions are energy. We set intentions with our minds and our thoughts all the time. So yeah, I don't think there's any like there's no wrong way to do it as long as there's belief behind it. That's like where your power comes from. A reading to figure out if you're a. Do you need a reading? Mug. Thanks. Shameless mug plug. Do you need a reading to figure out if you're a star seed? Personally, no, I don't think you do. Oh, a star seed. Yeah, what's a star seed? I don't feel that you need a reading necessarily. For now, is that normal? These are such great questions, you guys. I'm so glad we're talking about them, honestly. So I think a lot of times star seeds already feel kind of like what you said, Earth Angel Rena, feeling that you're not feeling you're not normal, feeling that things don't feel right on the planet, or that you almost feel as though like you are from another planet. You usually feel that way if you're a star seed. And maybe you awaken to that later on in life or early on. But a star seed is basically you can be a human being who is a star seed, who has lived a life on other planets, other dimensions, not in the sense, I mean, this is energy too. So you can be a light being. Other planets aren't as solid and three-dimensional as this one. So it doesn't necessarily mean like you're a little gray alien on another planet. It could be, I know anything's possible. But yeah, for many of us, the star seeds, there's Arcturian, Palladian, Lyrian, Sirius. There's a lot of different star seeds. A lot of times you kind of either are feeling as though you are being supported by other star seeds and feeling as though other people don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Or to figure out if you have any psychic gifts. Yep, you can do that without doing a reading. Really, it's like it's a lot. It's a lot to talk about kind of quickly, but these are great questions. And yeah, Earth Angel, you're not you're not weird. I totally get you. Everything does feel weird and foreign, and that's actually a good place to be. It's almost like a place of confusion. So you're not really sure what's real, what's not real, and that's totally normal as you're awakening, because you're starting to realize that like life isn't just this like cookie cutter square box that everything fits into. And that means that you're really like expanding. Like they're not real. Yeah, it's totally true. You said, then they come to Earth and you're called the star seed. I never heard of this. Yeah, the star seeds. Definitely look into that more too. There's a lot out there on it, but let's see. And beings, and then they come to Earth and you're star seed. Okay. People are a little scary. Yeah, you know what's kind of scary when you're awakening with other people? I think the reason that, and you can let me know, Earth Angel, if like this makes sense for you too, but what feels scary is that it's almost as though you feel as though you're awake and everybody else is still asleep. So it can be a little weird, like walking around, essentially like walking around, living your life, but feeling as though people are still kind of in this zombie mode or like sleep state. and they're just very unaware that they're even in that state. It's crazy. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it does. It does feel like that. I really did like that movie when it came out. Which, by the way, did you guys know there's another Matrix coming out? A new movie? I don't know if anybody else cares, but I'm excited. It freaks me out. Yeah, it can be really tough. I totally understand that. It's like not being able to like find your tribe too, not being able to find other people who are like waking up. So at least now we have the internet, we can connect like this. So that's good. That's good. I know, it took me a while too to really connect with like people. Not that I couldn't connect with people, but just knowing like people who were awake when you meet one in person, you're like, I get you. Like I see you. I know you get it too. So that's always fun, like when you meet another light worker or starseed. Um it makes so much sense now. Yeah. Yeah. No, the Matrix has a lot of really good messages in it, and points to enlightenment in a lot of ways. See souls. Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful. So yeah, when we're seeing other people who are asleep, it is a little unnerving. It also, I don't know if you guys ever felt like this, but around people who are really drunk or drinking alcohol and stuff, they're almost like their souls, uh their awareness gets so low that it really is a little unnerving, actually. I don't know if you guys ever had that experience, but like a room full, I can't do that anymore. Like I can't be at like a bar or anything like that for very long. I mean, I haven't because of COVID anyway, but and I can't really drink myself, but it's just too intense for me. Look behind what I see physically. Yes. Yeah, that's such a beautiful way to describe it. Um, Seeing beyond just the physical form, like sensing it too, sensing like what somebody's really feeling versus what they're saying, or really thinking versus what they're saying. And yeah, I grew up feeling that way, and it's being a kid was tough. So that's really what I honestly like. The reason that I am starting my own program and teaching this is because I personally grew up feeling a lot, seeing a lot, sensing a lot, and I think I want to be that support for somebody who's going through the same thing, because I definitely wished that I could I could have had that, like a mentor or somebody to really support me on this, like through this experience. Oh yeah. And do you think you ever saw a ghost or a spirit? Yes. Yes. Can you tell us about it, or have you channeled someone who crossed over for a message for something? Yes. Yes, I have. I yeah, so I mentioned from a I do live readings from time to time. So somebody good. She's Gemini. Yep. So yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm sure some of you guys have had intense experiences though, I think. I'm sure. Um, yeah, ghost stories. You guys want to hear ghost stories? I have a lot of ghost stories. But you know, I've had scary ghost stories and normal ghost stories and awesome. Okay. Yeah, so I have like a few coming to mind. I definitely so let me read your question again, because that had reminded me of something. Channeling somebody. So I do channel spirits. I usually channel for myself, but I have channeled spirits for other people. And I did live in haunted houses a lot. I think it was our family kind of brought in spirits as well. Yeah, I won't tell anything scary. It's super scary, but just like how I experience ghosts. I will say too, like a lot of times when oh cool, yeah. Um I remember seeing spirits as a child a lot. Now I see spirits more with my third eye, um, where I can see where they are and who they are. And actually, oh, I have to tell you something that recently happened to me, which was really weird. Um, but I feel like you'll enjoy it. So yeah, so I did grow up in a house with a lot of spirits in it, and we would hear spirits a lot speaking. But as far as once I started to realize that I could actually communicate with them, it definitely makes it a little less scary, because you start to realize that even though there's like an intensity there when a spirit comes, I feel like I do feel anxiety, but I started to realize that it wasn't an anxiety of like a fear. It was just like their energy. They were trying to really speak to me. When I first met my husband, I'll let you know this story. I actually was visited by his grandfather, and he was a really pleasant ghost, very kind, very well, like very nice. And I started like getting some messages for his family just briefly, and it was fine, like everything was good. I just kind of sent like positive messages to them, and then one time he just kind of showed up and started showing me wildflowers. And I had just met at the time, I had just met my husband, so I just remember this came to mind recently too. So I just remember him like showing me a field of wildflowers and like pointing to wildflowers, and so I kind of like texted my husband like well, he was my boyfriend at the time, but just like texting him like, I don't know why, but like tell your mom, your grandfather keeps showing me wildflowers. And obviously I didn't know very much about the family or anything, but his mom was like, oh yeah, that sounds like him. Like he knew all the names of the wildflowers. He would, when she was a child, he would, I guess, walk her through fields and like point out the names of each of the wildflowers. So it was like a very specific thing. And it's just like, gives me chills. But every once in a while I do like I feel him around too. A lot of the spirits who kind of hang around me all the time are more comforting than anything. And I personally, I don't know if I'll ever be like a psychic medium for people. I think it's really intense. It's really intense, the energy with connecting with loved ones from the past, and then also connecting them to people. And I think it's a really honorable thing. And maybe one day in my life I'll make that like part of my services, but generally I just kind of get messages as I get them, and then I share them. But if I wanted to tap in, I could do that. When I was a baby, my mom told me this lady came to her and told her I was different and special, and my mom said she was scared, thinking the lady was trying to curse me or something bad. I try not to speak to spirits. I feel them, but I refuse to because I'm so scared and still learning. Yeah, no, I understand that completely. I think too, like um being open to this stuff, there is a level of like protection that is important, and knowing when to not communicate with something. I found mostly like earth spirits, spirits who are still here are they're generally nice. I will say though, I have been visited by darker spirits, but usually they're just kind of like meeting a person who maybe has like an attitude. They're almost like that. It's not like they're gonna hurt me or anything like that. But there are, I don't want to make this discussion about this, and this conversation is protected. I don't want to bring anything in, but I will say that their protection's important. And I have had other more negative experiences, not as many as like some people I've seen, but okay. Let's just remove that. Okay. I'm married. Yep. Yep. He's a Gemini too. We're twins. But yeah, part of I think that if you want to speak to spirits, then Sometimes I think more for me, I found that speaking to spirits is for me more helping them to pass on, to move on, and to be in a better place. Oh yeah, angel numbers are great. Um, I do, I was just thinking about the today actually. I feel like today. Although I kind of always felt I do consider myself a witch. I know there are specific witches, but I don't think I could pick just one. I don't think I could classify as just like one specific one, but I think they're all really cool. There's like dragon ones and like I'm sure I think one's like related to the moon or like earth witches or kitchen witch type garden witches and eclectic witch. I don't think I could pick just one. I don't like to set boundaries. House witch, kitchen witch, green witch. Yeah, I love them all. I think they're all really cool. I kind of like aspire to be more of a kitchen witch, but I'm not. I would like to collect herbs and like create teas and because I do love tea. I think it would be so neat to like grow my own herbs, make my own tea. But we'll see. We'll see about that. I have cats, so I feel like I can't leave anything out to like dry. It all just becomes like cat toys. Yeah, angel numbers. I have had some really awesome experiences with angel numbers, and you can like look them up online. You can look up the repeating number online. Usually, when we have angel numbers, it's because our guides are trying, or our angels are trying to get our attention. And there's probably something that you're going through right now, or some kind of reassurance, something that is they're trying to kind of get your attention on. And so you can look up the meanings, and usually the meanings are a bit general. They're all really positive, and I think like that's great. I don't think there's anything wrong with like looking up the meaning or looking up things to like make sense of signs and symbols. But I would say that you could get a much more specific answer if you really go into how you're feeling, where you're at in your life at the time that you're seeing the numbers. If you go into kind of what questions you've been asking or where your head's at, like if you really go into it, you can get like a specific answer to questions using angel numbers. For me, like the number popped up in one of my oracle cards and gave me like a really, really clear message. It's pretty neat. Like you can take it as far as you want to take it. Just like with anything, you can get as specific and detailed of an answer as you want, as far as you want to take it. And what I mean by that is going into it within, asking further questions and inquiries to your guides as to what it means, even if it's out loud, it's pretty cool. Right now I see a lot of angel numbers. Usually I just use them as like reassurance for me. It's kind of like a nod, like, yep, you're going in the right direction. So I just kind of keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah, I've had that before where things were just not quite aligned. 23. 23, yeah, I mean, I can't delve deep into numerology. I know there's or 223. It can mean a lot for you. I do like looking into numerology. So there could be the number 5 could be something. Phone dying. Oh, it was so nice talking to you too. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I think it is getting a little late here, so I might be wrapping up soon. 23, yeah, as I mentioned, it could be the number 5. It could be a significant date. It could be, it is interesting that it's like repeating numbers, but with one slightly off in one direction or the next. So yeah, it may be a time to kind of reflect, and it may almost be too that it's like you're almost there, but you need to take a step or take an action um, to like get there. Yeah, it could, but I mean, 5 is also Venus, right? Love too. Or is that's the fifth house? I don't know. I don't wanna I don't wanna mess that up. I'm not good at memorizing stuff, although I've memorized all the tarot cards. But as much as I do love astrology, I wouldn't consider myself an astrologist per se. But I respect it. I believe it. All right, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this chat now too. It's just getting a little late. We've been on here for about an hour and a half, but I would love it if anybody wants to subscribe or hit that like button too. Just let me know that you're enjoying these. And I got a lot of good feedback from you guys. Oh, hello. We have somebody new. We've just been doing a Q&A talking about spiritual stuff. Oh, but bye. Yeah, thanks. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. It was really nice chatting with you guys, and I think it's getting late for everybody, but I'm going to be on here again soon, and definitely see you around on my channel too. And as I mentioned, if you want to talk to me directly about kind of your own spiritual goals and where you want to go, I would love to chat with you. So you can always schedule a call with me. I have the link down below, and we can chat about kind of where you want to go and how I can potentially help you get there. So thanks so much. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying my readings. Thank you for all the feedback on them too and what you'd like to see. That's always really helpful. All right. Well, I hope you guys all have a good evening, night, or morning for some of you, maybe wherever you're at. But yeah, it was nice chatting with you. Have an awesome night. Yeah, thanks. No problem. Anytime. All right. Bye, guys.